everybody, this is Candy.
And this is B, and this is a Trend Kill Quickie.
5-minute rock news shows hosted by us. Before we get started, go ahead, please just like, subscribe, hit the little notification bell for us. Tonight, we have a story for you about Marilyn fucking Manson.
Fuck your Bible and your Bible. Make the song to a dirty bomb.
Hi, homeboy. I love him. Okay, so in a recent interview with Marilyn Manson, who is now promoting his most recent album, We Are Chaos, that just recently came out in early September, he did an interview with Zane Lowe from Apple Music. But Zane actually just kind of asked him a little bit about the incident that happened about 3 years ago on stage where Marilyn Manson's leg was actually crushed under a prop. And he actually did have to have pretty fucking extensive surgery. I mean, he has 10 or 11 titanium pins in his leg. So, he's going through he probably went through a lot of pain during his rehab on stage and stuff like that while he was back on tour. He was using like an electric wheelchair prop that he integrated into the stage show just to kind of help him be able to get back out there and things like that. But yeah, you can imagine he was probably in a lot of pain. However, in lieu of painkillers after his surgery, he elected to not take anything.
He was quoted to say, since he needs these pins in his leg, he said he's going to need them for the rest of his life. And quote, if anyone is heavy metal, it's my leg. It's literally full of heavy metal. That was really fun.
That is really fun.
But, Manson has always historically been super vocal about his substance use. He's never been one to shy away from it and admit that that's some part of his life. And he's always said, he doesn't love the drugs, but the drugs love him. He's written all kinds of songs about substance use. This was an area where it's really commendable for him to recognize, like, hey, I do have a previous history with abusing narcotic, and I had this injury, which I'm going to be prescribed super heavy painkillers, and maybe it's best for me not to take them.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously he does actually also say in this interview as well too, and this is another direct quote, I am by no means a model sobriety. It just clouds your brain. That's why I stopped drinking absinthe as well. It clouds the frontal lobe. A lot of people find it to be artistically enhancing, but it also bends your brain a bit, sometimes in a bad way, where you are convinced that what you're doing is really great, but it's the drug that's telling you that. What I realized a while back, especially going into this record, but even before that.
And Manson's always been like a super intellectual. He's an incredibly intelligent person. He's very philosophical. He's very worldly. It doesn't shock me that he has a tight grasp on what addiction really looks like, and I just think it's really commendable for him that even after an injury that extreme, to literally have your leg fucking crushed and to have pins put in your leg for the rest of your life, you are still not taking opioids, and I give him a bravo.
Same. I mean, I've never been a heavy drug user. I mean, I like alcohol, obviously. Who hasn't smoked pot in their life or tried some edibles? Yeah.
Edible here, edible there, a little bit of edible everywhere.
And I'm sure, if you actually physically ask Mr. Manson, I'm sure he probably still smokes some pot every now and again. Marijuana is also a great pain reliever as well too. It's a natural pain reliever. I mean, they prescribe it for people who have chronic pain with that's due to MS and lupus and other various diseases that cause a massive amount of pain.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So is this going to be a new Manson that we see now? Is he going to turn totally straight edge?
I don't foresee him doing that, obviously. I mean, he even said himself, I'm not a model of sobriety. And I believe if I read it correctly in the interview, he had a glass of whatever he was drinking with vodka in it. So I'm sure he's not giving up on everything totally. But
he's doing it all within reason.
Right. And the fact that he's doing this and still putting out amazing fucking music. So if anybody hasn't actually listened to We Are Chaos, it is amazing. By the way, very heavily Bowie influence, very heavily Elvis influence, which are actually his two greatest influences that he's actually said in his career. It's what he grew up, listening to a lot of, and he just, he kind of styled his look a lot from a darker Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
Is very commendable because I fucking love Bowie.
Oh God. I mean, Bowie. And that was actually something I was telling Candy about. He actually referenced Ashes to Ashes as being the most influential track of his life because he heard that song in the mainstream, and there was absolutely nothing like that in the mainstream at the time. And he just loved its sound, and it was kind of brooding and just so unique. And now you can say that he kind of went down that same trajectory with his androgynous kind of dark kind of mysterious persona, and that's very Bowie.
Absolutely. And I'm a lifelong Manson fan here. I mean, I
Same
think
girl, same. Just in the cycle of addiction, when people actually do suffer a massive injury and they are prescribed prescription painkillers, that is the highest area of relapse for people because they could be in recovery for 3 months, 3 years, 10 years, and then all of a sudden they're taking an opioid to manage their pain and they find themselves using again. So I just really think it's great that he's acknowledged that and is staying away from it.
So yeah, we'll end it on that note. Just go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, give us a little love here, okay? Once again, I'm Candy.
And I'm B.
And that was a Trendkill Quickie.
Thanks for hanging out.
And the best way to start a fun-filled day of being a good citizen is with a healthy breakfast, rich in breads and grains. And fruits are important too.